Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. I hope you're having a great day. Stay positive, stay focused. Let's get to it. What is the hot topic that's going on YouTube or Instagram? Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Don't forget, the Cash App is Let's Talk About It Media. Thank you for all your love and support.
So don't forget to comment, but be kind, and also turn on your notification bell. And don't forget, if you don't want to make a comment, put your favorite flower in the comments. Let's get to it. We're talking about Kandi and Phaedra. Kandi accused Phaedra of possibly being responsible for her restaurant liquor license being delayed or denied, allegedly. Also refusing to speak with her again after starting nasty rumors. I'm gonna have to cut that off. I don't owe her nothing. Okay, so everybody knows. Let's go back. Remember in the show when allegedly Kandi and Todd, and may more so have been Todd, was trying to help Apollo then, allegedly putting some of his items away in like a storage or the garage, whatever. We later on found out that that's illegal. If the police or the feds or whoever allegedly is looking for stuff, you can't hide stuff for people. For when, of course, they get out, they have X, Y, and Z. So it later came out that they were holding stuff. Then we had an issue in regards to Phaedra and Porsha allegedly saying things about Kandi that were not true, and the show had the nerve to mention it. So the weird part about it is Kandi forgave Porsha, but Kandi didn't want to forgive Phaedra. And I'm sure she didn't want to forgive Phaedra because of the two things. Holding some things, but then it turns on Phaedra that you did me wrong by holding some of my ex's things, but then I said XYZ about you. So, which is not a good thing. But then she monetized and made money off, and she's still over actualizing things. Why aren't people talking about her little threesome? Why aren't people talking about her going deep with Kandi? They don't. Bravo lets Kandi do whatever she wants to do and how she wants to do it, period. Because I told y'all, I think when they defamed Kandi, being Porsha and Phaedra allegedly, she could have sued Bravo. She could have sued Bravo, because it was going to affect her businesses, her plays, different things like that. And don't get me wrong, I don't really care for none of the ladies, because I feel like they do anything for a click view, and they will shade each other, they will drag each other, and they have kids. But as long as they're getting that bag, this is what it is. And it's sad. Bravos, like I told y'all, they will embarrass these women for a paycheck. It's almost like a shut up and dance. And Bravo's able to make money off Kandi. So let's go back. I think, and in my opinion, and only in my opinion, I think Bravo knew that Kandi could sue them. And I think that's why Bravo allegedly, whether they had to sit down or whether Bravo knew that this could go left real quick at the height of the show, we're going to do whatever we can to make Kandi happy, comfortable, whatever she needs. Now, whether there was a sit down agreement or whether there was a understanding of the minds, but like Kandi said, she'll address something and then she moves on from it. But while everybody else was fighting to say XYZ, they gave Kandi the ability to speak about what was going on, like Black Lives Matter. And then everybody else was like, well, wait a minute, we want to cover some of that too. There's favoritism there. And then as a producer, this is a concerning part. If any of those ladies want to come against Kandi in regards to her products being used on them, what job do you know? I wish a job or a boss would try and put something in my undergarment and somebody's about to buzz me from some toys. Excuse me? People need to wake up. This is sickening. And they let her do whatever. And then she was rewarded for saying she's not supporting Bethany. They gave her her show back. Kandi of the Gang. I bet money they done cleaned up that restaurant. It probably looks better inside. It should have been cleaned up and looked better inside from the get go. You're not gonna have me on TV looking like we got lawn chairs inside of a restaurant. The restaurant carpet don't look that great. You got employees leaving dishes on the counter, nasty. Dishes underneath the sink, nasty. Hello. And them just being rude to customers, rude to each other. You're bringing the show back. I'm surprised that some people are mad that the show was canceled. Excuse me? And one of the restaurants, I don't know if it was this one or the other one of the restaurants not having like air conditioning or proper ventilation for the customers, and it's sometimes hot and then sometimes the power go out. You don't have a backup generator? Excuse me? $3,000 to make sure y'all good. Hello? Customers sitting in the when the power went out, there was no lights and no air conditioning. Oh my goodness. That's a trip. That's a trip. And then he was basically like, they're fine. They're nonchalant about other people in their comfort level, but they want to be praised and talk about what they want to talk about. And remember how everybody was like, Kandi's not carrying the show. Nene carried the show. Kandi can't, allegedly, all comments are alleged, entertainment purposes only. Many people were saying Kandi can't carry the show, and then they were like throwing it in her face, and your show got canceled. But then all of a sudden, a week later, she announces it's renewed. Let's get to this clip. I'm gonna have to stop it, play it, because she's talking about Phaedra. And we get it.
I feel like you owe Phaedra a conversation.
I don't owe her shit, and I would say that to anybody. Not a motherfucking thing. I don't owe her shit. She would never get shit from me.
Because like, she was like, she and I don't understand. She was like, I don't understand.
She was a man one back in the day. It's like when she with you, she with you, and when she with you, when she not.
They feel like you owe Phaedra a conversation.
All of a sudden, you think she and I don't have a.
They feel like you. They feel like you owe.
And we get that there's a problem. We get it. But see, Bravo is backing Kandi. And they always will. Because of that issue in regards to Porsha and Phaedra. And the biggest thing is, Porsha should never be able to come back. That last scene, or 3 to 4 scenes before the show ended, her throwing stuff and actually almost hitting a producer, allegedly, whether she did or didn't hit a producer. But that was concerning. Let's continue.
Get shit for me.
Because like, she was like, she and I don't have a. She was like, I don't understand.
She was a man one back in the day. It's like when she with you, when she went on. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, she was saying that. I didn't even say that, but she said that. So it's just like now all of a sudden you think I owe her a conversation for what?
She was saying the fans was robbed of that, and she was like, if you
and they ain't never gonna get it, because no, the reason why I say it's not about the fans. I love the fans. No, the reason.
The fans wanted an explanation of how you forgave Porsha but didn't forgive Phaedra. She don't want to have the conversation because she knows what's happening behind the scenes. None of it should have happened. The Porsha, Phaedra, Kandi situation never should have happened. That went too far. And we see the favoritism. So now let's go to this guy. She got another guy being like, yes, talking over her, but then talking with her. The other guy got excused because he was making one of the guests feel so uncomfortable. I just couldn't even play that. I couldn't even play that he was trying to get with her, talk with her. I couldn't play that. So now there's another guy sitting there with her. Whenever she needs help, painting a narrative, she'll get help from somebody that will either overtalk her, talk with her, or be her yes person.
When she went on, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, she was saying that. I didn't even say that, but she said that. So it's just like now all of a sudden you think I owe her a conversation for what?
She was saying the fans was robbed of that, and she was like, if you
and they ain't never gonna get it, because no, the reason why I say it's not about the fans. I love the fans, but to me, more than one thing. Not to speak too much on that.
Right.
But I mean, obviously, everybody know the blatant lie that was told.
Yeah, right.
But a lot of people don't. Right. But a lot of people don't even. I'll be forgetting or something. I don't forget.
And we understand the blatant lie was so bad, horrible, never should have happened. It never should have even aired. problem one with Bravo? Why are people calling Bravo out for airing that? For talking about it on the reunion? Do they really care about these women? Check yourself.
But I mean, obviously, everybody know the blatant lie that was told.
Yeah, right.
But a lot of people don't even. It's like y'all be forgetting or something. I don't forget, especially not in this situation.
Yeah.
People always be like, "Oh, it was somebody else made it up." This blah blah blah. But y'all don't remember. Porsha sitting there in that thing and said, "No, you told me that Kandi told you out your own mouth that this happened."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, no." Then she tried to say, "No, somebody else told me that."
Right.
Yeah. Like it's. You can't defend yourselves against blatant liars or people who are so spiteful that will make up anything to tear you down.
And don't forget, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act. What are we doing? We learning and we teaching each other that Kandi has favoritism, allegedly, through Bravo. It is what it is. Of course, I have to stop it, play it, y'all.
Don't even. It's like y'all be forgetting or something. I don't forget, especially not in this situation.
Yeah.
People always be like, "Oh, it was somebody else made it up." This blah blah blah. But y'all don't remember. Porsha sitting there in that thing and said, "No, you told me that Kandi told you out your own mouth that this happened."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, no." Then she tried to say, "No, somebody else told me that."
Right.
Yeah. Like it's you can't defend yourself. Happened.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, no." Then she tried to say, "No, somebody else told me that."
Right.
Yeah.
It never should have been talked about. It never should have been aired. That's a part of Bravo's fault and responsibility. They put it out. They aired it. They talked about it. But why isn't she even mad with Bravo? Hello? Think about that, everybody. Why isn't she mad with Bravo for airing the comment, airing this concern? Hello? Mad at Phaedra? We get it. Was mad at Porsha? We get it. Why is she not giving Bravo the same energy?
those accusations, people want to bring those up every other year. I don't know if y'all know. People be like, "Oh, she must be true," or maybe it's some truth too. Yeah. Even though y'all seen it play out as a lie, right? And we all know those type of accusations
they stick with you for life.
Stick with you for life. And have totally ruined some people. Yeah. Now, thank God that I was able to turn the situation. Thank God that I was able to turn the situation around.
But I think that was because people know you.
God that I was able to turn.
But see, that's what Bravo wanted. Maybe that's what Bravo wanted all along. Did they? I could go in, y'all, but I'm not. Everybody keeps questioning, why is there favoritism? Allegedly, what are we seeing? Why didn't she give the same energy for Bravo for posting it, for putting it up, making a part of the reunion? Making it a part of the reunion. Phaedra's not squeaky clean. It's whole issue. But there's issues in regards to Kandi's side too, bringing her products on the television show and asking the women to put it in their undergarments and having someone other than their man or their boyfriend or having some of their husbands. I guess maybe one of the ones spoke up and said, "I'll let my husband do that." But your products is able to be brought on and it's over actualizing. What show do you know allow toys, I'll say it that way, to be brought on a show? Hello? You bring a male dancer on there, blurring out his parts and making it seem like women are having an encounter with him, over actualizing. These women need to wake up.
Bring those up every other year. I don't know if y'all know. People be like, "Oh, she must be true," or maybe it's some truth too. Yeah. Even though y'all seen it play out as a lie, right? And we all know those type of accusations
they stick with you for life.
Stick with you for life. And have totally ruined some people. Yeah. Now, thank God that I was able to turn the situation around.
But I think that was because people know you.
That I do believe that a lot of people.
They know you don't drink, so.
Yeah, I believe a lot of people didn't believe it, but then also there are a lot of, over time, the shit that it all came out in the end, and it was proven that she was lying. You know what I'm saying? Had Porsha not said anything, right, I would have never known that she did it, and I would have never been able to defend myself against that. Yeah. It would have just been something that would have been.
So allegedly, Porsha was the one that told her what was going on, but her and Porsha was a part of it. Porsha was trying to save her behind of being able to get on the show, be on the show, and then hook back up with Kandi so they can continue the show together. Hello.
I mean, over time, you know, the shit that it all came out in the end, and it was proven that she was lying. You know what I'm saying? Had Portia not said anything, right, I would have never known that she did it, and I would have never been able to defend myself against that. Yeah. It would have just been something that would have been forever. Kept going, and dragged my name, right, and my businesses. Yeah. And mind you, I have a Bedroom Kandi, which is an adult brand, and something like that definitely will ruin that. Yeah, right? Absolutely. So that's one thing. The other part about that, I think a lot of people forget. In the middle of the reunion that year, she was like, "Oh yeah, how's everything going with your restaurant?" Now, people, which y'all don't know, or
well, now she about to tell what happened in regards to the restaurant, whether she did have or didn't have. But you figure Phaedra was on what show? She was on the Ultimate Girls Trip. She also didn't really speak about it in depth. And maybe she was sent a cease and desist. Maybe she couldn't talk about what transpired. Maybe she didn't want more heat about it. But the biggest thing is, it never should have happened. And Bravo never should have posted it, produced it, or did anything about it. We would know about it if Bravo didn't put it out. Hello? Hello? And all the girls should have, if okay, say for instance, somebody may have leaked it. All the girls should have known not to leak it, not to put it out. This is not going to be okay. There's a standard that the producer should have in regards to what's happening with these girls, what's said with these girls, and how they should act on TV. But that everything goes for them. Do you think Bravo cares about their brand? You know, them getting other jobs, the altercations, the conversations. It's almost fair game. It's weird.
Yeah. It would have just been something that would have been forever. Kept going, yeah, and dragged my name, right, and my businesses. Yeah. And mind you, I have a Bedroom Kandi, which is an adult brand, and something like that definitely will ruin that. Yeah, right? Absolutely. So that's one thing. The other part about that, I think a lot of people forget. In the middle of the reunion that year, she was like, "Oh yeah, how's everything going with your restaurant?" Now, people, which y'all don't know, or what I thought I explained back then, maybe some of y'all don't forget. My restaurant wasn't. The city and calling people. I remember you saying. Yes, yeah. For some reason, like I had passed everything before the board, but my liquor license had not been signed off on, and we were supposed to be opening our restaurant, but for some reason, it hadn't been signed off on. Mm-hmm. And when she did that, I knew that she had something to do with it because she was cool with the person who had to sign off. Let's just say that.
Now, you got to say allegedly because that's then saying she has something to do with behind the scenes, and then allegedly that person could get fired. So I don't know. All kinds are alleged in regards to that because I don't know the person. I don't know if Phaedra knows the person. You know, I don't know who knows who behind the scenes, but now she's trying to say Phaedra allegedly has something to do with the restaurant. That's concerning.
My whole thing was, it's one thing for you to try to tear me down on the show, mm-hmm, right? Yeah. But then you also trying to affect my life and my business outside of the show. Right. And that's when I was just like, you know what? That's dangerous. You get what I'm saying? And with that being said, I don't want to, like, I can't with you. Because I can't, you know, like, you will be pulling strings and doing everything you can to destroy me, even when it has nothing to do with the show. Right. Even when I'm not around you, I don't see you.
That's alleged. That's alleged. Alleged.
I never tried to, you know, stop. Obviously, she's still on the show. She's still on Bravo. Yeah. Right. So, you do you, I do me. If they want to have you there, that's fine. I just don't want to be there. Like, I don't know why everybody has a problem with me saying that. I don't get it. I don't get it. It played out in front of y'all. Like, I don't get it. I don't know why people try to change the story. I be seeing people change the story now and be like, nah, see, she really didn't. No, she really did. Mm-hmm. She really did. She really.
Why isn't Bravo giving that same energy? The producers put that out too. I don't understand. This is what Kandi does. I used to ignore a bunch of the stuff in regards to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But then when we knew there was an altercation at her restaurant, we knew she came out, she went on she went on what 4 or 5 podcasts, YouTuber show, just to distract away from that news getting out. She didn't want that out because that could have destroyed her too. Now, have you seen her do that again? No. The Up and Atom interview went really good, and that was about Carlos King trying to produce the show without Escape. But other than that, why is Bravo getting that same energy that Phaedra's getting? Let's keep going. It's interesting to me, y'all.
Really did claim that I said it out of my mouth first and then changed the story and said somebody else told
Somebody told her.
Like, it really happened. But everybody, for whatever reason, wants to act like I'm just supposed to be like, yeah, so...
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
What we talking about?
Yeah, exactly. And as far as me and Porsha, it is taking a long time for us to get
like
to a place.
So, of course, she did forgive Porsha. She did. And she hasn't forgiven Phaedra because she feels Phaedra has affected her businesses.
So...
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
What we talking about?
Yeah, exactly. And as far as me and Porsha, it is taking a long time for us to get
like
to a
2 or 3
place.
years after that of y'all like going back and forth. It was a while.
It was taking a long time for us to get back to a place of being, being cool, whatever. Coworker. So, right. I mean, we had to continue to work with each other at the show. Right. So, yeah, we worked through those things. But to me,
I told y'all they had to continue to work together to continue the show. Didn't I say that? I said that. She had to work things out with Porsha because Porsha was still on the show. And Porsha's gotten away with a lot too. They better not bring Porsha back. Because behind the scenes, did any of the producers or any of the assistant producers, did they file a complaint about Porsha throwing stuff? Did anybody get hit? Did the equipment get messed up? Let's be very clear on what happened on Porsha's Family whatever show. That's the thing. They award people for bad behavior. They do. Porsha got engaged to somebody else's husband, awarded her with the show. And the show did not go well. They more so dragged and talked about Dennis, and the producers produced it. And if I was Dennis, I would have had something to say. And then people really wanted Dennis to have his own show. But Dennis has restaurants. He has a child. Dennis wasn't trying to go down that route. And you have Porsha's husband on the show talking about, I got the moving company on speed dial. What guy says that about his wife? That was weird. That was weird. So then you got alleged Jalen calling Fallon a groomer, saying I was groomed. Hello. We don't know the exact timeline when Porsha and her husband, now husband, got together. But we know that Fallon and Jalen, towards the end of Fallon's marriage, she started stepping out with Jalen and alleged they was friends. And they literally said they had a hard time even being together because their friendship was so strong. And maybe he brought him around for certain things so she could cheat. Who knows? Who knows? Allegedly. Everything in this video is alleged. All commentary is alleged. We're just entertaining ourselves, talking about what we've seen, what we've heard. We don't know these people. We don't know the exact timelines, but we see stuff. We hear stuff. And it still don't excuse that he was in the car, Porsha's husband, in the car with another woman. And that was probably around the time Fallon was pregnant. A lot of us didn't know towards the end that she was pregnant. Well wishes. Because you can't excuse what Porsha's husband exes said about him. Hello. Let's continue.
Being cool, whatever. Coworker. So, right. I mean, we had to continue to work with each other at the show. Right. So, yeah, we worked through those things. But to me, it started with the admission of this wasn't right. This is what happened, and putting all the cards on the table.
If Porsha apologized. Phaedra still ain't.
Yes, and people still don't understand it. Thank you. At least somebody understand it.
But that's why I was so confused, and I think that's why you and Porsha got into it.
But Porsha had to apologize if she wanted to be on the show, stay on the show. She probably knew behind the scenes if Kandi wanted to do something legally, allegedly, this is not legal advice, but if Kandi wanted to do something legally, then Porsha, Phaedra, and the show could be a part of that lawsuit. When you think about it, hello, she was defamed, but she's not using that same energy for Bravo. Hello, wake up, people. I told you my show's a little different. I see stuff, hear stuff, and I'm bright and intelligent.
Apologize. Phaedra still ain't.
Yes, and people still don't understand it. Thank you. At least somebody understand it.
But what was, see, that's why I was still confused, and I think that's why you and Porsha got into it later. What was she apologizing for?
Well, I mean,
For her role in it.
no, I think, that's why it still took us a long time.
Right.
It still took us a long time to get on the same page because I felt like, it was a lot clearer. But at the end of the day.
Okay, so do you see he tried to clean it up for Porsha's role in it, and then Kandi kind of didn't say, you see how Kandi kind of tried to clean that up? You see how she didn't clarify why she's okay with Porsha's apology? The guy tried to speak on it, and then Kandi tried to not speak on Porsha's part of it. She's almost protecting Porsha. Weird. Y'all need to listen to that again.
It still took us a long time to get on the same page because I felt like, it was a lot clearer. But at the end of the day, for there to be any fault admitted, and like I said, if it wasn't for admitting, this is what happened, and putting all the cards on the table.
I had to go back.
Apologize. Phaedra still ain't.
Yes, and people still don't understand it. Thank you. At least somebody understand it.
But what was, see, that's why I was still confused, and I think that's why you and Porsha got into it later. What was she apologizing for?
What was she
Well,
apologizing
Her
for?
role in it.
No, I think, that's why it still took us a long time.
Right.
See, she didn't
It
clarify.
still took us a long time to get on the same page because I felt like, it was a lot clearer. But at the end of the day, for there to be any fault admitted, and like I said, if it wasn't for admitting, what was said there and who said it, like we would have never gotten to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, at least that was a step to go forward. Because the other one, she'd still be over here.
They had to move forward for the show, for the ratings, for that bag. Y'all don't know behind the scenes of Kandi sitting, and we will never know. Kandi sitting down with Bravo, Kandi sitting down with Bravo and Porsha, Kandi not sitting down with Phaedra and clearing the air. Of course, Carlos King thought that they should have cleared the air on what transpired. That's what Carlos and Nene feelings were. But of course, that'll never happen because Kandi don't want nobody shining like Phaedra was shining back in the day, but it was problematic of what was going on with Phaedra and what was going on with Apollo concerning. He went to jail. Apollo went to jail. Hello? There was a lot going on with Phaedra and Apollo. Don't think I'm speaking out for Phaedra. I'm not. That was a whole hot mess about their marriage, what he was doing. It was a whole hot mess. Never should have happened.
On the same page because I felt like, it was a lot clearer. But at the end of the day, for there to be any fault admitted, and like I said, if it wasn't for admitting, what was said there and who said it, like we would have never gotten to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, at least that was a step to go forward. Because the other one, she'd still be over here acting like she ain't did nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, child, I ain't got time for that. No time. And I'm happy that she's on television. I'm happy that she's doing her thing. I just don't want to do it together.
What? They feel like.
Yeah, they're not going to bring her back. They're not going to bring her back. People sometimes don't want to shine with other people. Let's be very clear. But well wishes, I just wanted to do a quick video about this. Talk about this. It looks as if Phaedra's doing fine. She not studying Kandi. I would show the picture, but maybe I'll do a separate video on that. But yeah, Phaedra's in some booty shorts. Porsha, Phaedra, and Apollo, hot mess. Why isn't Kandi mad at Bravo? That's the question everybody needs to ask for the paycheck. Well wishes. Everybody focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's strong in mind, body, soul, and spirit. The biggest thing is Bravo is having concerns, and that's why if a lawsuit comes, I can't wait to hear the all ins and outs of the lawsuit and who's a part of the lawsuit if that comes out. Well wishes. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Everyone have a great day.